All right, it's April 2019. This is the first video we're doing for the year. This is our asparagus is over here, and then our potatoes. I just want to show you how I'm planting potatoes. Real quick, this is our asparagus. We just cut it down every year, and then I put a really thin layer over the top, kind of keep it light. I don't want to compact things too much because it makes it hard for the asparagus to punch through. So we just put a really light layer of mulch over the top of it every spring, and it works out fantastically. For our potatoes, you can see here I have 4 little mounds going. This is my my 5th row right here. What I've done is I just kind of raked off the top all the excess stuff that I don't want buried. Just because if you put too much organic material that hasn't broken down yet, it might tie up the nitrogen in the ground. So I just kind of raked off the top of it, all the leaves and all the excess buildup over the year. I have a really nice base here. And then what I've done is I'm putting these potatoes right on the ground. Now what the companies say is when you order these potatoes, the starts, they say cut out a couple of eyes and space them out. What Paul Gauchi from Back to Eden says is he likes to put the whole potato in the ground. You get numerous eyes here, you're gonna get a bigger plant. There's a lot more nutrient right there if you keep it whole. So I just put them whole, and I put them right on top of the ground. I don't dig trenches, and I don't bury them. So what I'll do is I'll literally just put them on the ground right there, and I'll just take mulch. And this is pretty wet, it's pretty broken down, but there's still a lot of wood chips in there, so I don't want to bury this stuff either. But I just put it right on top, and I just cover these potatoes. And what'll happen is, as the potatoes grow, as this breaks down more, it's going to be the potato plant, the base of it's going to be closer to the top of the ground. So what I'll do is a couple times a season, I'll come in with just a couple 5-gallon buckets full of mulch, just to cover it all up, to put it right there on the top. So basically this is what I'm doing. I'm not digging anything. I'm just building up on top of the plant itself. This also, when you have good soil like this that's been mulched for years and years and years, what happens is the ground is really, really soft, and the potatoes, even if they dig into the ground a little bit, you're not having to get shovels and rip them out of the dirt, because this is all composty. It's really loose, and it's really light. So what I'll do is I'll just let these grow as is. They won't grow too deep into the ground or even to the ground at all. They might just spread out within the piles. So that's why it's also important to keep adding throughout the years, because your potato is going to grow out a little bit instead of going down. The only time of the year I water them is right when I put them in the ground. And so I'll just take a bucket like this. What you have to be careful for when you are using a bucket like this is that's a lot of pressure right on top of your pile. So what might happen is it might cause the mulch to dissipate a little bit, and you just want to make sure that your plant's covered all the way. So I might just go back and add a little bit to the top after I water it. But again, this is pretty wet stuff. You can see my hands are kind of muddy from all the breakdown from this compost. But this is the only time of the year that I'm going to water these things, and they're going to grow and they're going to grow. These are fingerling potatoes, so they're a mid-season potato. So these will probably be ready, late July, early August, potentially. So I just space these about 1 foot apart, and my row is about 2 feet apart. I don't care if they grow into each other a little bit, because they're all the same thing. I have nothing else going on right here. And again, this is a dedicated potato garden for one type of potatoes. These are going to be fantastic. I have 20 pounds I'm putting in the ground here. That's probably going to result in 150 to 200 pounds worth of potatoes by the end of the season. So I'm going to have a lot of excess here. But these are fantastic. I don't put any chemicals on them. I don't water them. I don't do anything to them. And they grow amazingly. So again, real simple. Don't dig holes. Don't bury them. Just have a good base. Start the season before. Put some wood chips down on the ground. Let it break down over the winter. And that's going to give you a great base. Put your potatoes right on top of the ground, and then just mound up some good chemical-free compost or mulch on top of that. And that's how you grow potatoes. Real simple.